So if you've hung around our channel for a while, you know we really love lighthouses, and I recently just learned that there are two pretty close by to here, Big Sable Lighthouse and Little Sable Lighthouse. So Wavey and I are going to jump on the scooter today, and we're going to go find them, and we're going to share them with you. We've never seen them, so it'll be a first time for all of us, so stay tuned. You want to go see some lighthouses? Well, you know we got to stop, guys. There's rarely any old school travel books to make it into my library. But you never know sometimes. Amelia Earhart. Okay, Wavey and I stopped at the Wishing Well, which is like this conveniently little located convenience store gas station. Hold on. Loud person. I must be turning into a grumpy old man or something, because Harleys and big diesel trucks that are unnecessarily loud are just starting to annoy me. I don't know. What about, do you feel the same? I don't know. Anyways, stopped at this nice little place. If you're ever down here, kind of outside of Pentwater, it's called the Wishing Well. It's really nice. So they got actually decent quality little treats in there, and coffee and beer or whatever you want. So, and I was just checking the maps and to figure out where this lighthouse is. We're going to Little Sable Lighthouse first, which is the southern one. It's near Silver Lake, and it looks like there's a road that goes all the way down there, Ridge Road, like a back road, you know, which backwaters and back roads, what else will we take? Following these bicycle routes is a great way to go on a scooter, guys. Just reminding you. You want to go visit the lighthouse? Well, let's go. If you guys come and visit this lighthouse, you gotta come around the corner and park and walk down. I just love lighthouses. They're inevitably always in the most beautiful places. That's the thing. It's like they didn't mean it that way, but they just kind of end up in like the end of a point or some rocky crag, or you know, some dangerous spot. They wouldn't have put a lighthouse there unless it was needed, so it just kind of goes with the territory. They're always in beautiful places. So I didn't realize, guys, that you have to pay if you want to park. There is actually parking down here, and you need a passport, what they call like a parks passport. And then I think I just heard the kids say it was $11. So you definitely want to park up around the bend and walk down here. They just let me walk in, so awesome. We might be able to even go up inside. Look at that. Let's try this little trail. Come on, we're walking, not sniffing. Let's go. I actually think that kid just made a mistake that was manning that booth. I think he might have thought I was with that truck and they were paying for me or something. And I'm not going to correct him. I'm looking at this lighthouse. Oh, climbing sand dunes. It's a workout. Oh, Lake Michigan. Since we took that little back trail there, I'm not exactly sure how the tours work here, if you got to pay for them, or maybe those people are waiting in line. I don't know. Let's find out. I see a placard up here. We're always coming through the back door. I don't mean to, I promise. Okay, let's read this real quick. Petite Point, Sable Lighthouse. This light uses a third-order Fresnel lens positioned 108 feet above the lake. The tower was painted white in 1899 to make it more visible to ships during the day and was restored to its original brick in the 1970s. In 1902, the first overland route to the lighthouse was cut from Mears. The lighthouse was renamed Little Sable Point Light Station in 1910. In 1915, the original lard burning wick lamp was replaced by a brighter incandescent oil vapor kerosene burning lamp. Visible for 19 miles, the light flashed every 30 seconds. The lamp was electrified and automated in 1954. After the automation, a keeper was no longer needed, and the house and the ancillary buildings were razed. Let's see what's on the other side here. Petite Point, Sable Lighthouse. Here, the Petite Point, Sable little point of sand just into Lake Michigan. Increased shipping on the lake started. Increased shipping on the lake. There's punctuation there. Started after the Civil War, largely due to the expanding lumber industry. Consequently, this isolated point became the site of several shipwrecks, including the April 1871 beaching of the schooner Pride. To aid navigation around the hazard, the United States Congress approved funding in 1872 for the erection of a lighthouse. The location's inaccessibility by road delayed completion of the lighthouse until 1874. A house was constructed aboard the keeper, his assistant, and their families. The first keeper was James Davenport of Mackinac Island. Okay, here's our answer, guys. Open Mondays, Tuesdays, Sundays. Tower climbs, $8 for adults, $5 for children, $50 for beagles. Yeah, I guess I'm a cheapskate, guys. I'm not going to pay it. We'll just have to see it from the outside, and I'll find some pictures. It is tempting to pay the $8, guys. Well, we came in through the back door, so we'll leave through the back door. Man, walking in sand is not easy. Whew. Okay, guys, one lighthouse down. That's the southern one on the bottom of the Shipwreck Coast. Now we'll go to Big Sable Lighthouse north of Ludington. Stay tuned. Well, howdy guys and gals, Backwaters Brenton here. I'm giving Wavey the day off, so I'm going to tell you about the Vatrer 460 amp hour lithium battery that was sent to us by Vatrer Batteries. It has been a game changer on the Beagle Barge. As you guys know, we used to run lead acids and they're heavy and they're messy and they're just, this has been a total game changer. Every time I check on it when I come home, it's just all charged up and it's half the weight and it's double the capacity of those lead acids. I'm so glad to get those gone. So if you're looking for a really good battery for your solar setup, check out Vatrer. We have a link in the description. Thanks. Well, good morning guys and gals. So we went to the store, got a couple things to get us through the day, and we're gonna jump in the fishing machine and we're gonna go try to see Big Sable Lighthouse from the water, because I've heard you can get right up to it without doing the recreational passport thing and going through the booth and spending all the money. So that's my style. And plus it's about time we get out on the lake anyways. Here, let me show you something. This is across the street from Shanty Boat Cove here. This is Lake Michigan. Our cove is actually in Pere Marquette Lake or river, and then just across the spit, beautiful Lake Michigan. And you can see it's nice and calm today. It's actually a great day to be out there, and it's a little bit overcast. It's been hot. It's probably been hot all over the country, but I know that when it's like 80s into the 80s up here in the Great Lakes, it must just be sweltering down south. So boy oh boy. But it's supposed to be like in the 70s today, which is perfect, and a little bit of cloud cover, so we're not getting beaten down on by the sun. So let's do this. Let's go try to see the other lighthouse. Stay tuned. Load up. Load up. just going to treat the fishing machine like a trawler today. That's what I often do. Just save gas, and we're towing the dinghy in case we got a dinghy into the big Sable River. We might do that anyways, even if we don't have to see the lighthouse. But often when you're towing something, you can't really go. You can't get up on planes. So, and I like going slow anyways. We've got all day, so it's a beautiful day. I think this is going to be fun. There's some salmon fishermen coming in from the lake. These guys go out almost every day. Some of them are charter. Some of them do charters. Looks like we're about 5 miles away from the mouth of the Big Sable, which I believe the lighthouse is at. So at our current speed, we'll be out here for like an hour, just taking it all in. Perfect. I want to show you guys how pretty the water is. Hopefully the color kind of comes through on camera here. We're in about 8 feet of water just off of the beach, and it's just so clear. Lake Michigan and Lake Superior are so different. Neither one of them is better than the other. They're just so different. It's just like, I imagine like what the Caribbean is like. All right, let me show you what we're doing here. So this is the beginning of the park. Right about there, that's the mouth of the Big Sable, I believe. And then you can see, a very popular place, right? And there's a booth about right there, which you have to have a recreational passport for. Maybe I'll speak on the backup channel a little bit about my thoughts on recreational passports. Probably not the place to do it here, but I figured instead of getting one, especially being an out-of-stater, which will cost a lot more, how we're doing it here today is probably the better way to go. But yeah, this is, if not by land, then by sea. So let's keep going up around the corner where I believe the lighthouse is right around there. Well, we're definitely going to go to shore and go take a closer look at it. I think we're just going to anchor here in like 3 feet of water and just walk in. It's always interesting to see what your anchor's doing. Water's so clear. You want to cool off? Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. You're a good swimmer. You showed me. Come on. Jump in. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. No, you spoiled animal. No, here. There you go. Oh, guys, I love lighthouses. This is so cool, guys. I love seeing lighthouses for the first time. Big Sable Lighthouse, Lake Michigan. I'm going to read some of this to you real quick, guys. From the time men began navigating ships through the Great Lakes, this area of sand dunes has been a graveyard for many ships and sailors. The dunes stretch out into Lake Michigan, lying in the shipping pathway between cities on the lake's southern coastline and the Straits of Mackinac. Even today, large freighters glide by with their cargoes destined for ports all over the Great Lakes and around the world. The beautiful and historic Big Sable Lighthouse still serves as a guide and a warning to passing ships. You guys have heard me say this before. Sometimes it's hard to get a good all-around view of a lighthouse because of often they're located like on, spits and points, and they're so tall, it's sometimes you can't back up far enough to get a full view. But this one, This one you can do just fine. This is a good spot, I think, right here. Let's go take a look at what I assume is the fog signal building. Either that or a really cool deer stand. And the foghorn building. Big Sable Point Lighthouse fog signal building, originally built in 1941. What is a diaphone foghorn? The diaphone is a noise-making device usually used as a foghorn. It produces a deep, powerful tone able to be carried a long distance. The one here at Big Sable was powered by compressed air from a diesel compressor system. What was the time interval for the fog signal sound? It was 3-second blast followed by a 12-second silent interval, then another 3-second blast followed by a 27-second silent interval. We got a placard here. Big Sable Point Lighthouse, called Grand Point aux Sable by French explorers and the traders. Big Sable Point was an important landmark for mariners traveling a treacherous stretch of Lake Michigan shoreline between Big Sable Point and present-day Ludington. In 1855, 12 ships wrecked in that area. Commerce linked to the burgeoning lumber industry required that Big Sable Point be suitably lighted. State Senator Charles Mears pressed the legislature to ask the federal government for a light station at Big Sable. In 1866, the U.S. Congress appropriated $35,000 for a lighthouse, which was built the following year. As the lumbering era waned, steamers carrying coal, foodstuffs, and tourists continued to rely on the lighthouse for navigation. Let's see what the other side says. Big Sable Point Lighthouse. The Big Sable Point Lighthouse is one of the few Michigan lights with a tower reaching 100 feet. Completed in 1867, Big Sable's tower measured 112 feet high. In 1902, the deteriorating brick tower was encased in steel. The keeper's dwellings, which once housed a single family, has been enlarged over the years, resulting in the present 3-family residence. Indoor plumbing and heating and the diesel-electric generator were added in 1949. In 1953, power lines were extended to the point. In 1968, the tradition of light keeping begun in 1867 by Alonzo A. Hyde and his wife Laura, ending when the station was fully automated. Big Sable Point Light Station is listed to be the National Register of Historic Places. Well, okay, now we can take another Great Lakes lighthouse off the bucket list. Big Sable? Big aux Sable Point? The one we just saw. And I think there's one up in the UP, actually, that's been eluding me. I didn't really know it existed till recently, believe it or not. And we might just see that this summer before we get back on the loop and go to Isle Royale. And guys, of course, in Isle Royale, we are going to hopefully get out to Passage Island and Rock of Ages, which we missed the last time we were out there because of the weather. So yeah, guys, never ending. The adventures never end on backwaters and back roads. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. We got a lot of cool stuff coming. And it's only really just beginning. It just, like I said, never ends. So thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for continuing to show up. And I will see you guys soon in the next one. All right, Beagle. You ready to go try to catch some salmon?